So before I start the video, I would like to make it known that I had this video planned for today before the news came out. So if that makes it a little weird, or maybe I'm just better than Woj, that's why this is such convenient timing. Anyway, on to the rest of the video. So we all know the story of the Los Angeles Clippers and their collapse against the Denver Nuggets in the second round. Probably the worst collapse in NBA history. Not too long after said collapse, their coach Doc Rivers and the organization agreed to part ways, aka he got fired. Apparently, this was a Steve Ballmer driven decision, but if Kawhi and PG wanted him to stay, he wouldn't be gone. But where should he go? He's been rumored for near every job, as most other coaches have been, but I'm here to talk about why he's probably the best fit for the 76ers. Some quick things to get out of the way about Doc Rivers though. He has been part of 3 blown 3-1 leads and 3 blown 3-2 leads in his however many years of coaching. This is a special kind of record that literally nobody wants to have, so do what you want with that. But despite that, Doc Rivers is still a good coach, just not a great one. But here's why he fits with the 76ers. Doc Rivers is respected by his peers as well as his players, and the by players part is extremely important for this Sixers job. As we know from whispers from the Philly locker room, the players didn't have a ton of respect for Brett Brown, and I'm sure that contributed to a lot of the problems Philly had. They were the Clippers before the Clippers. Something was clearly wrong all year, and despite having the personnel for having a great defensive team, they fell short in every possible way. All the way up until their embarrassing sweep against the Celtics. This is where the lack of respect, the weak game plan, and complete lack of adjustments caught up to them. So Brett Brown joined half the other coaches in the NBA who were fired. But where can Doc Rivers improve where Brett Brown fell short? For starters, Doc Rivers will command respect. He will be respected by Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid because he has a resume. He's had success and he knows what it takes to get there. If he can get those guys to buy into what he's doing, then that alone will make the Sixers so much better. If you can get those two guys to work out their differences on the court, that will be the first step in cleaning up this mess. Now, some of the personality stuff got him in trouble when he played Montrez way too many minutes against the Nuggets, but I don't think that kind of thing will happen in Philly, where he hasn't established any relationships yet. Down the line, who knows, but for now, I don't think that will present itself as a problem. Aside from personality things, hopefully he can come up with a better game plan than Brett Brown. Now, I won't pretend to know everything about a coach or what game plan they're able to draw up or how they do in certain situations, but Doc Rivers is a very experienced coach and has coached guys like Kevin Garnett, Chris Paul, Ray Allen, Paul Pierce, obviously Kawhi and PG this year, and a ton of other Hall of Fame level players. And he's won a championship with that Boston group. So he has been there and knows what it takes, as I said earlier. I believe Ben Simmons has Hall of Fame potential and has a very versatile game outside of his jump shot. Not to mention, if Joel Embiid can stay healthy, they have one of the best big men in basketball right now. Probably, I would say he's number 3 right now. If you count AD as a center, that is. If not, he's number 2. So while his game plan with the Clippers was actually pretty lackluster and basic, I think it will be better with someone who is way better of a natural playmaker in Simmons. That was one thing that the Clippers team was lacking a lot this year, was natural playmaking. That in itself should allow for him to be more creative with the offense. He's also already familiar with Tobias Harris, who he should be able to fit seamlessly into whatever he wants to do. Who knows what they'll add this offseason too, whether through a trade, through a signing, through drafting with, I think they have a pick this year, maybe, I don't remember. That could help them even more. So between the personality and experience, I think Doc Rivers is potentially a great fit with Philly. Only time will really tell with how things go, and we'll have to revisit the topic when we know more about the situation, if he gets hired, that is. So in the next season, we'll just have to see what adjustments he makes and how things are different. This was kind of a weird video to make. I've never really talked about coaches all that much. I'm not the most knowledgeable about coaches, so if you know some stuff, let me know in the comments. I'd love to learn more. I know this is a little bit on the short side, but if you stuck around this long, like the video and subscribe if you liked it. If you didn't like it, leave a dislike. I'll see you guys in the next one. Y'all have a good one.